Chotu was a little boy who lived in a small village. The village was surrounded by lush green fields and tall trees, making it a beautiful place to grow up. He loved to play with his friends. They would run through the fields, climb trees and splash in the nearby river. But most of all, Chotu loved ladus. His eyes would light up every time he saw those golden round sweets. Ladus were sweet balls made from flour, sugar and ghee. The aroma of freshly made ladus would fill the entire house. Chotu thought they were the tastiest treat in the whole world. He would savor each bite, letting the sweetness melt in his mouth. Every time his mother made ladus, Chotu would sneak an extra one. He would tiptoe into the kitchen, making sure no one was watching.
"These are for the temple festival," his mother would say, reminding him of the importance of the occasion. "They are for offering to the gods." The festival was a time of joy and celebration in the village.
One day, Chotu's mother made a big batch of ladus. Chotu's tummy rumbled with anticipation as he watched her. He loved the ladus his mother made for the festival. They were special, made with extra care and love. They were always extra sweet and delicious. The ladus glistened under the kitchen light, tempting Chotu even more.
Just one little ladu wouldn't hurt, right? He thought to himself, his mouth watering at the sight of the delicious sweets.
The village temple was decorated with flowers and lights. Everyone wore their best clothes. Chotu went to the temple with his parents. He looked at the big plate of ladus. They were piled up high like a mountain, just waiting for him. The priest started the puja. People chanted and sang. Chotu pretended to pray. But he was really thinking about ladus. He waited for the right moment. Then, when everyone closed their eyes, Chotu saw his chance. Chotu quickly grabbed a ladu from the plate. He popped it into his mouth and ate it in one big bite. It was so delicious, but as he swallowed, Chotu heard a loud pop. In front of him, swirling colors appeared. A big round genie was emerging from the smoke. The genie had a giant ladu for a head.
"Greetings, you have eaten the magic ladu. You now have one wish."
Chotu couldn't believe his luck. He had always dreamed of having more sweets than he could ever eat. He only wanted one ladu, but now he had a wish. A magical wish that could change everything. I wish for unlimited ladus," he shouted, his voice echoing through the village.
Suddenly, ladus rained from the sky. It was like a dream come true for Chotu and the villagers. Ladus of all sizes and colors were falling from the sky like rain over the village. Red, yellow, green and orange ladus filled the air. Chotu was looking up with his mouth wide open in amazement. He couldn't believe his eyes. Ladus bounced off people's heads, making them laugh and cheer. It was a sight to behold. They piled up in the streets, creating mountains of sweets. The village was turning into a candy wonderland. Houses were covered in ladus, their roofs and walls adorned with the delicious treats. The whole village turned into a sticky, sweet ladu land. It was like a festival of sweets.
At first it was fun. Everyone was excited and happy. Everyone started eating the ladus. They couldn't get enough of the sweet treats, but soon they were full. The excitement began to wear off, and the villagers started to feel the effects of too many sweets. The once joyful village now looked overwhelmed by the abundance of ladus. What was once a dream had turned into a sticky, sweet challenge. "Enough! Enough!" people cried. The villagers were in a state of panic, their voices echoing through the narrow lanes of the village.
But the ladus kept falling. It was as if the heavens had opened up, showering the village with an endless supply of sweets. They couldn't stop the sugary downpour. The villagers used umbrellas, pots, and even their hands to shield themselves, but it was no use. The sweet smell was making everyone feel sick. The once delightful aroma of ladus had turned into a nauseating stench that filled the air.
Chotu knew he had made a terrible mistake. His wish for endless ladus had spiraled out of control. Chotu found the ladu genie. He remembered the old tales his grandmother used to tell him about the genie who could grant any wish. "Please stop the ladus," he begged. His eyes were filled with tears and his voice trembled with desperation.
The genie chuckled. His laughter echoed through the village, adding to the chaos. "A wish is a wish, little one." The genie's voice was calm and steady, contrasting sharply with the pandemonium around them. "You should have chosen more carefully." The genie's words were a harsh reminder of the consequences of Chotu's hasty decision.
Chotu learned a big lesson that day. He realized that wishes should be made with caution and thoughtfulness. He learned that too much of even a good thing can be bad. The endless ladus had turned from a dream into a nightmare. He also learned that greed can lead to sticky situations, quite literally, as he found himself covered in the sticky sweets. From then on, Chotu only ate a few ladus at a time. He savored each bite, appreciating the taste without overindulging. He shared the rest with his friends and family. The joy of sharing brought smiles to their faces and strengthened their bonds. He even saved some for the temple offering. It was his way of giving thanks and seeking forgiveness for his earlier mistake. After all, sharing is caring, especially when it comes to sweet, delicious ladus. The village returned to normal and the ladus became a symbol of community and generosity.